Today I'm making a Whimsy Goth inspired macrame pixel tapestry. Don't forget to take a screenshot of the pattern details. Hi friends! So for this pattern we're going to be using some medium worsted weight yarn as well as a 6-inch wooden dowel. And at the end of the pattern I'm going to experiment with some ribbons and lace to really give it that Whimsy Goth feel. Alright, so let's attach all 11 cords onto our wooden dowel using a lark's head knot. Fold your cord in half, place the loop end behind your wooden dowel, and then thread the long tail ends through that loop. Now that we've attached all 11 cords, as you can see it's doubled, so we have 22 cords all the way straight across our wooden dowel. And we also have 22 squares at the top of our grid, which means for this project we're going to tie our knots around each individual cord. So to get started, our first row is solid blue, so snip off a long strand of blue yarn. And I like to work with a length that's roughly my arm span, so 60 inches or so. Now you want your short tail end on the left and the long on the right. And to attach it onto our filler cords, which is our white rope here, you want to place your strand of yarn underneath the first strand of white rope. Then you want to take the long side and make a loop on your right, wrap the long tail end behind your white rope, and then through the loop on your right. Now as you can see, it's just looped around, which isn't much of a knot. So to make it a vertical double half hitch knot, you want to repeat the same thing. Loop on your right, wrap it around and through the loop. But don't cinch it up too tight because you want to slide this knot all the way up to the top right below your wooden dowel. Alright, so the next knot, you want to place your yarn underneath the next strand of white cord, make a loop on your right, wrap your long tail end around and through the loop, cinch it all the way up to the top this time, and then repeat one more time. Loop on your right, wrap it around and through the loop. Macrame pixel tapestries is mostly made up of all the one knot, the vertical double half hitch knot. So if you master this knot, you can master this tapestry. So again, for the next set of cords, you want to place your yarn underneath the next strand of white rope, make a loop on your right, wrap it around and through the loop, and repeat one more time. Just be mindful of your tension. You want it consistent with every single knot. Alright, so continue on straight across to the end of this row. Every time I complete a row, I like to highlight my grid pattern so I don't get lost. For the second row, we have a color change and we have to work back in the opposite direction. We are still going to be tying the same knot, we're just going to go in reverse. Now before we start, since we have a color change, what I like to do is count out where the color change is, count it out on my filler cords, and then when I find the first yellow one, I'm going to flip that cord up and out of the way. Alright, so to work backwards, you want to grab the same strand of blue yarn, place it underneath the last strand of white rope, make a loop on your left this time, wrap it around and through the loop, cinch it up to the top, and repeat. So it really is the same thing we did in the first row, only we're going backwards. Place your yarn underneath the next strand, bringing it over to the left, make a loop on your left, and tie your vertical double half hitch knots. Alright, so we made it to the first color change. What you want to do is place your blue strand of yarn down off to the side. We're going to need it again later. Then bring down that strand of rope that you pulled up to the top. Snip off a long strand of your yellow or gold yarn. Again, I like to work with my arm span length. And we're going to attach our yellow cord the same way we did at the start, only at the start we were working from left to right. This row we're going from right to left, so your short tail end has to be on the right hand side this time. Now I must apologize, since I'm right-handed, it's really difficult for me to demonstrate clearly how to tie this knot. If you struggle with your starting knot like I do, it might be helpful to pin your short tail end onto your board as you tie your knot. And again, don't tie your starting knot too taut because you want to be able to slide it all the way up to the top. Then you can make your adjustments. Tuck that short tail end towards the back and forget about it. We will deal with it at the end of the project when we finish up the back. And if it helps you, count out where your next color change is and flip up your filler cord. Okay, so continue tying your vertical double half hitch knots from right to left with your new color. Alright, now that we've finished tying our last knot in our gold color, we need to switch back to the blue. And I'm going to show you two different methods because our pattern is kind of unique. Since our blue color is on opposite sides, I'm just going to attach a new piece. However, usually what you would do is you would run your blue cord underneath the back and continue on with the same piece. So let me show you how that's done. Lift up all your filler cords, grab your blue strand, run it along underneath the back of your white strands and on top of your previous yellow yarn. Then just carry on tying your vertical double half hitch knots just the same as you were before. Just don't pull your blue cord too tight in the back, you don't want to cause it to pucker. Then just finish off your row. But for this particular pattern, I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to attach a new piece. So let me untie this knot here. And that's the good part about macrame is if you make a mistake or you change your mind, you can always untie your knots. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this blue strand of yarn over on the right and then snip off a new piece for my left and attach it just like I did at the beginning or just like I did with my gold strand of yarn. Remember, for the second row, we're working from right to left, so our short tail end has to be on the right this time. Okay, now that we have our new piece attached, just carry on tying our vertical double half hitch knots all the way straight to the far left-hand side. This form of macrame is really good for the beginner since it's just one knot over and over and over again. And this particular pattern is great for beginners as well because we only use just a few different colors. The bigger the pixel pattern and the more colors you have, the more difficult it is. Alright, don't forget to highlight each row you complete. And now we're going to move on to our third row. For our third row, you guessed it, we're going back in the other direction again. Grab your long strand of blue yarn, place it underneath the first strand of white cord, and then begin tying your knots. The next color change is kind of in an awkward spot, so let me show you how it's done. So place down your blue strand of yarn and then locate your previous yellow one. Bring it over to the right hand side of your next white strand of rope where you need to tie your knot. Make a loop on your right, wrap it around and through the loop, and repeat. So you're going to have a little bit of a stitch running diagonally in the back. In most macrame pixels, you'll find that there's going to be quite a few stitches in the back, especially if you're working on a really large detailed one. That's absolutely normal, and don't worry too much about the back side. Nobody should be looking at the back anyhow. Plus, there's also ways to make it look more professional too. Alright, so we're at a color change again, so place down your yellow strand, and then with your previous blue, you want to run it underneath your white cord, but on top of your previous yellow. And then place it under the next strand of cord to tie your vertical double half hitch knot. See, it's really easy peasy and very forgiving. Don't forget to highlight your row, and then for the fourth row, we're going back in the opposite direction. So basically, we're going to zigzag all the way down our grid pattern, and anytime you run out of length of your cord, all you have to do is just attach a new piece. This tapestry was actually the very first tapestry I've ever done, knotting it live on TikTok. So if you ever want to hang out with me live as I'm tying my knots, feel free to find me on TikTok. It's the same handle, Simply Inspired. Okay, so now that you're done, unpin it from your board and flip it around, and we're gonna deal with the mess on the back. Now, what I like to do is I like to locate any two strands that are close together and then just tie a regular double overhand knot and then snip off the excess yarn. Since this is a small wall hanging, that's all I'm going to do to clean up the mess. However, you can professionally finish off the back by adding a backing and your signature. But like I said, this one's small, so I'm not going to bother. Nobody should be looking back there anyhow. However, I did pick up a whole bunch of ribbon from the dollar store, and I had an idea to make it a little bit more Whimsy Goth looking by adding some ribbon to the bottom. This step is optional, but if you want to play around with ribbon like I am, feel free to give it a go. Plus, I found this really cute star ribbon, and I thought it just went perfect with this. So I found using a little bit of butcher's twine and threading it through the top of my ribbon, and then flipping over my tapestry and then tying the butcher's twine around my filler cord was the best way to go about this. Gosh, that was really hard to describe. I hope you're following along. Essentially, all I'm doing is tying it onto the bottom of my fringe. I seem to have made it sound way more complicated than it really is. And there might be a better way to go about doing this, but this is what I came up with. And to be honest, I'm quite happy with it. I think it turned out really well. If you decide to recreate one of these, tag me on Instagram so I can see how you finished the bottom of yours. With this lace ribbon, I kind of struggled a little bit. What I did was I made a stitch along the top with a tapestry needle. And then when I attached it, because this ribbon happens to be wider than my star one, instead of tying it around one strand of fringe, I decided to tie it around two. And as I'm attaching these, I'm not attaching them all straight in a row. They're not of even numbers. I just kind of haphazardly attached it onto my fringe. So again, flipping it over towards the back, I just tied a regular double knot right in the back around two strands of rope this time. And then at this point, this is where I decided to start snipping off the excess length of my butcher's twine. And if you're worried about it coming undone, what I did was just add a little dab of hot glue on top of my double overhand knot. Keeping in the theme of ribbon, I decided to use my last little bit of lace and use that as the hanger for the top. When I attach my hangers, what I like to do is go through the first and last lark's head knot at the top and then tie just a regular overhand knot towards the backhand side. By going through your lark's head knots, I find that it's a bit more secure than just adding it onto the ends of your wooden dowel, because I find, especially when I take it to craft fairs, they tend to slip off the side of your wooden dowel, even if you add hot glue. When it's kind of stitched in between your knots, it really has nowhere to move. The first week of January was actually my birthday, and I grew up in the 90s, and so I thought making a Whimsy Goth 90s kind of inspired tapestry was perfect. At least that was the vibe I was going for. I'm not sure if I nailed it or not. Alright, so to finish off your hanger, you want to cut off the excess length of your ribbon, but leave a small tail so that you can add a little bit of hot glue and then fold that tail over top of the hot glue. I find it gives it a nice finish instead of just, you know, a big glob of hot glue in the back. Then just snip off the ends and voila, you've got your Whimsy Goth inspired macrame tapestry. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.